why Christ took the whip, if you remember. Is it profiteering we are looking for? And I've gone through their own financials. It doesn't add up. We are not going to be able to make this money back if you look at their own projected revenues from the commercial aspect. So they should spare us this. So $400 million, when you put in context, Terminal 3, UGMC, none of them compares. So it's a huge financial burden. Here we are, as a member of parliament. I do not know exactly when this project became a national project, when we had a national discussion, a national debate, and when we all agreed as a people that you can touch our taxes for your personal pledge. And if we should even be doing this project at this time, check most of the cathedrals, virtually all, apart from the Ivorian one, even that Ufwe Boani says he was using his personal funds, even though everybody knows a lot of anti-corruption institutions, I think, agree on the verdict that he was just siphoning funds, to build that. All the other cathedrals, from Milan Cathedral to Cologne Cathedral to St. Paul's Cathedral in London to the Washington National Cathedral, they all are built by the church and not the state. This is the first time you're seeing a country devote so much money. But even in all of this, the other matter that I am so passionate about is the model we adopted. How is it that for a country which is struggling economically, we adopted the most costly model? Instead of going to construct this cathedral at a green field, an unencumbered land, we've been talking about decongesting the central business district for many years. You remember? Many years, since the days of Rawlings, President Kufuor, that Accra is congested. We didn't opt for that. We decided to demolish structures. And it's a tall list of structures we demolished. Judges' bungalows. As we speak, we've had to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars paying rent for these judges and then looking for money now to complete fiscal structures for their permanent relocation. Have you added that cost to the $400 million? They demolished the Judicial Training Institute. As we speak, the Chief Justice has a proposal of $50 million. I have seen that proposal where he is hopping from institution after institution looking for a loan of $50 million to replace the Judicial Training Institute. I know he's had discussions with the ECOWAS Bank for Reconstruction, with the World Bank. $50 million to replace that. Are you adding it to the $400 million? They demolished the Passport Office. As ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee, I know that the Minister of Finance had to cough up 10 million cedis to relocate the Passport Office to where it is now. They demolished the Scholarship Secretariat. Having worked at the Ministry of Education before, Scholarship Secretariat, I would have advised that don't touch it. Elsewhere, in other countries, a building like that becomes a reserve building, an iconic building, because of the history. The likes of Kwame Nkrumah have gone through there, processed their scholarships. Kofi Annan processed their scholarships through there. The former UN Secretary General, former President Mills, his Fulbright scholarship processed through there. Professor Nana Jino-Pokuajima, her Fulbright scholarship. Greats of this country. Such a building, even in other jurisdictions, to change the lock, to paint it, you need permission. We have demolished it. No regard for colonial relics, for relics, for legacy, for history. We've demolished it. We've destroyed it. That is not all. They demolished the Malian ambassador's residence. Can you believe that? Now, as we speak, the Malians have now been told that they've found some land for them at airport residential area. Are you adding the cost? You know the cost of land at airport residential area. Have you added that cost to the $400 million? Then they have to reconstruct a residence for them. Can you believe this? Then private property owners were not spared. Comsys, the IT firm, they demolished their headquarters. They are waiting for full compensation. They've only relocated them now somewhere around Labone. Then there is another entity called Waterstone Realty, the apartment complex, luxury apartment complex, employing more than 180 people. Will you believe that everything was razed aground in May 2018? They demolished it. And since May 2018, Waterstone Realty have not been compensated. The only land they were presented, national security says they are not moving, is for them. Waterstone should back off. So as we speak, Waterstone Realty is at the High Court, demanding a judgment debt of 120 million Ghana cedis. Can you believe that? Have you added all of that to the $400 million? So really, if you do the analysis, this reckless, costly path that was adopted, we are around $1 billion by the time you pay compensation. Who does that? Which country will do that at this time, going through this economic crisis? Now, the other challenge I have with this project is the lack of transparency, the total disregard for our laws. Do you know that I raised a right to information request on the 4th of July 2022 to the Public Procurement Authority, and I asked them, this National Cathedral construction, has it gone through the procurement processes? Have the procurement laws been respected?